Hello, my name is Shaukat Khan, and this is my presentation of Vanishing Grade. Now, in this presentation, I will be reviewing and summarizing an article written by Alfie Kohn. Now, first, a little bit about Mr. Kohn. Alfie Kohn writes and speaks widely on human behavior, education, and parenting. The author of 11 books and scores of articles, he lectures at education conferences and universities as well as to parent groups and corporations. Cohn's criticisms of competition and rewards have been widely discussed and debated, and he has been described in Time magazine as perhaps the country's most outspoken critic of education's fixation on grades and test scores. Now, the article that I will be summarizing is Grading the Issue is Not How, but Why. Now, within the article considers three levels of inquiry in regards to grades. Level 1, how to grade students works. Level 2, is traditional grading really necessary or useful for assessing students' performance? Level 3, deals with why we are evaluating students as opposed to how we are doing. Now, there are three rationales for grading. Grading rationale number 1, sorting. A reason for grades can be to sort out students on the basis of their performance. Problems with sorting can be people with high marks should not be in that category. So, how effective is the sorting method? Also, are we sorting to segregate students? Usually, this rationale is incompatible with the ultimate goal of helping students to learn. Another grading rationale discussed in the article was motivation. Grades are used to motivate. Well, according to within the article, people who have been led to think about what they will receive for engaging in a task are apt to do lower quality work than those who are not expecting to get anything at all. Many studies within the article show that grading does not necessarily invoke motivation. Another study reports students perform less well and are less interested in what they are doing when being graded than when they are encouraged to focus on the task itself. As you can see, the result is ironic if the reason for grades was to encourage students to perform better. Another rationale for grading is feedback. Providing feedback may help students learn more effectively the next time around. While Alfie Kohn argues that a B plus on a paper doesn't really provide any real insight to how the student could improve the next time around, Alfie Kohn goes on to describe support and demand models. In the demand model, students are workers who must do a better job, effectively removing blame from educators and the curriculum. Now, 5 principles of assessment for the support model were presented in the article. In summary, they are 1. Not too much emphasis should be put on being assessed. 2. Try to get students engaged in topics so that they will continue to expand. 3. Schools must be safe and caring. 4. The curriculum must be worth learning. And 5. Students should be involved in determining the criteria by which their work will be assessed. Now, I compared the article to the Growing Success document. Within the Growing Success document, it states that the evidence of student achievement for evaluation is collected over time from 3 different sources: observations, conversations, and student products. Student products may be in the form of tests, exams, assignments for evaluation. Assessment is the process of gathering information that accurately reflects how well a student is achieving their curriculum expectations in a subject or course. The primary purpose of assessment is to improve student learning. Within this Growing Success document, there are 3 categories also addressed: were developing learning goals, identifying success criteria, and providing descriptive feedback. Now, students and teachers share a common understanding of what is being learned. Learning goals clearly identify what students are expected to know and be able to do in language that students can readily understand. Identifying success criteria. Students and teachers share a common understanding of what constitutes success in learning. Success criteria describe in specific terms what successful attainment of the learning goals look like. The success criteria are used to develop an assessment tool, such as a checklist, a rubric, or an exit card. Now, providing descriptive feedback. Feedback provides students with a description of their learning. The purpose of providing feedback is to reduce the gap between a student's current level of knowledge and skills and the learning goals. The focus of the feedback is to encourage students to produce their best work by improving upon their previous work, and at the same time to teach them the language and skills of assessment. Now, a bit of my own reflection. I, as a student, believe that grades are not an accurate measurement of my ability. I agree with Alfie Kohn when he states that the rationale for grading is sorting students out. I understand that not all students are the same and need to be differentiated, yet grades do not help us yearn to learn. Rather, it encourages us to develop artful strategies to gain marks. I remember memorizing previous test questions, only practicing a certain level of difficulty questions, all in the pursuit of getting a higher grade, especially in grade 12 where marks were the greatest item in my agenda. Everything I memorized was lost over the long awaited summer. Grades can be used as motivation to do homework and assignments, but even though a student may complete the assignment and that does not truly accurately describe their understanding of the knowledge. As for being provided with feedback, the grade does nothing for me, though I remember my teachers giving descriptive feedback and truly helping me improve. Now, finally, how will this affect me in my teaching practice? First and most importantly, I will follow the Ministry of Education guidelines and board policies and specific principles requirements in regards to grading. The Growing Success document outlines the importance of assessment and how to gather the evidence needed to evaluate the student. I will not use grades to motivate my students, but rather use techniques such as having the lesson relate to the students on their level. Also, try to create an original and novel lesson. I will be transparent with the learning goals. Also, I will work with the students to create success criteria. When returning evaluated material, I will issue a grade as I believe the shift has yet to occur, though it would provide descriptive feedback. Thank you, and that concludes my presentation.